Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of the TV Tray Sessions here at Guitar Talk with Todd at Todd Beebe Music. Thank you all for checking in and joining me today. We have another awesome piece of music memorabilia. This is a great one for all of you Hank fans out there. You know we love Hank Williams Sr. on this show. As a matter of fact, we're going to start a playlist now of all things Hank. So check out our Hank Williams Sr. playlist. It's got all kinds of great things on there. A Hadacol program that Hank signed. And this here we're going to include in that as well. This is from the Pops-Rite Popcorn Company, and this was put out in 1951. And actually used to mail these out to people in the area. Pops-Rite was one of the sponsors of the Grand Ole Opry, being broadcast on the radio in the 1940s and the 1950s. There were other sponsors as well. Prince Albert Tobacco was another one. And keep in mind, this is long before the days of the internet. So we had things like radio being first and foremost of the way to get the word out to people of things that were going on, and mailing things in the mail the good old-fashioned way. So Pops-Rite Popcorn Company used to put these out and send them out to people who lived relatively within a distance where it wouldn't be worth taking a trip to the Grand Ole Opry. This particular mailer went to a place in Kentucky, and we're going to flip this over, take a look at the back in a second here. But this came out in 1951, and as you can see, the Pops-Rite logo and banner is behind Hank right at the Grand Ole Opry. The All-American Treat, Pops-Rite Popcorn. Loads of fun to pop at home. Pop's best, tastes best, from Blevins' famous popcorn village. And we got a can up here in the top that's of Pops-Rite popcorn. And then down here we have Hank's band, the Drifting Cowboys, known in this photo as Popalong, Hank Williams, and the Popcorn Poppers. So the band, the Drifting Cowboys, were temporarily known as the Popcorn Poppers for this ad, which really never caught on to my knowledge, because I've never heard them called that any other time except in this ad. They were mainly always known as the Drifting Cowboys. And of course we had the great Don Helms on there, who I was lucky enough to know and interact with, and met Don several times before he passed away. He's a great guy. And then we have Sam Pruitt right next to Don. Next to Sam, we have Jerry Rivers, the incredible fiddle player. And then we have Slim Watts back there on the stand-up bass. And of course, over here on our right, we have the late, great Hank Williams Sr. himself, known in this particular ad as Popalong Hank Williams. Nice play on words there. Yeah, this is an original ad, and they were sent out in 1951 to advertise Pops-Rite and to get people to the Grand Ole Opry. Let's flip this over, take a look at the back. I've got this in a protective binder, but obviously if you took this out, it's just a little piece that big. Always great to keep this stuff in a binder if you can, just to keep as much as you can keep your hands off this type of thing. If you're into any collectibles at all, you kind of know anything that's paper or anything like this, a lot of times they tell you to wear gloves when you're handling it. I know that might sound a little extreme or silly to some people, but if you want to keep the oils off your hands and all that stuff off this old paper, which really interacts with all that stuff, it was made differently back in the day. And if you want to preserve it as long as you can, you want to keep it in something like this to preserve it, as well as, like I said, try not to get your fingers on it and handle it anyway. So keeping it in something like this that's like an acid-free protector is always good for any kind of paper collectibles like this. But anyways, going on here at the top, we have Pops-Rite popcorn, where it was actually located. Pop's Best. It's from Blevins' famous popcorn village right in Nashville, Tennessee. And at the bottom here, tune in Pops-Rite's Grand Ole Opry on WSM every Saturday night. Enjoy Pops-Rite popcorn often. And like I said, there was many other advertisers too that advertised with the Grand Ole Opry and sponsored the Grand Ole Opry. Prince Albert Tobacco, like I said, is one of them that comes to mind. This particular mailer went out to someone in Raceland, Kentucky, and I might blank that out here for the video, just to be on the safe side. I'm sure, being that this was put out in 1951, who knows what the deal is anymore, if that address even belongs to the person that's listed here, or if they're even still around, or what the case may be. But we're just going to blank that out, I think, to play it safe here. But let's go ahead and flip this over one more time and get a look on the front again. Pops-Rite popcorn, to my knowledge, is not around anymore. Chime in, you guys, and comment below if you know anything about them. Maybe they're still around. I'm not a super big popcorn person, so I don't really know. Maybe many of you do, but Pops-Rite was a big thing. Like I said, in the 40s and 50s, they actually were one of the sponsors for the Grand Ole Opry. Big company, and they had obviously enough money to advertise with a huge background at the Grand Ole Opry. And then, of course, mailing out these flyers, and I'm sure they did plenty of radio spots too back in the day. But this is just a great collectible piece to have, put out in 1951 by Pops-Rite. So chime in, you guys. Let me know what you think. Have you seen these before? Do you have one? What other Hank Williams collectible stuff do you have? Like I said, I have a Hank Williams playlist going on. I'll put the link below to that, and probably at the end of this video as well. So check out all of our great Hank stuff on there. Like I said, we have a signed Hadacol program. We have a video visiting where he originally broadcast from on the air in Montgomery, Alabama, and we're going to have tons more of Hank stuff coming. We love Hank Williams around here. I grew up with Hank. It was the first music I ever heard in my life, so it's very special to me, and we love feature memorabilia on this show. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. This show is a little bit different. We've got a little bit of everything going on here. We have stuff like this that's obviously music memorabilia, but then the next episode might be how to adjust a stop bar tailpiece on a Gibson Les Paul. So it's all centered around the guitar, but it is pretty wide reaching. But many of you have written in to me, which is great, and told me that you love all this stuff. You just like me. You love hearing about guitars and whatnot, but you love seeing this classic memorabilia too. But chime in. Let me know if there's something else you want to see on this channel. And thank you so much to each and every one of you that do subscribe. Like I said, my channel's a little bit different from a lot of the rest. You've got something like this, and then tomorrow we're showing you how to change a guitar string. So it's a little bit different and all over the place, but I know many of you are enjoying it, and I appreciate you enjoying it and being on board with me. So I thank you for that. Please comment below. Like I said, let me know what you think. Find me on Facebook and all social media at Todd Beebe Music. And we will see you all again. Thank you all so much again for joining me today. Stay safe and love your dogs. Take care.